ultimate tournament of everything.
Welcome to this ultimate tournament of everything scouting report, where we take a look at just one competitor out of everything that ever could be to figure out if they deserve any of your attention today.
We're usually about battle, about competition, about supremacy, but in these scouting reports, we like to just take a peaceful approach and take a deep dive into just one element of the infinite and see what we think about it, see how we feel about it, and see what we think its odds will be when it inevitably shows up to compete in round one. So, Rob, why don't you tell us which randomly generated individual of the universe we will be investigating presently?
Today we will be looking at none other than the French Bob Ross, and I don't think that's actually true, so instead we'll be looking at Jean-Baptiste Denis-Marie Lesueur, the French painter, to whom is attributed a series of gouaches in the French Revolution and the Napoleonic era.
He had enough names for about 2.5 people, but he also had enough skill for probably the same amount of individuals. Let's start from the beginning. The first official record of the Lesueur family is from 1777. Whole bunch of sevens there. You might have won a jackpot on a slot machine if you were playing, when they owned a house in Paris. Jean-Baptiste lived there with what were probably 2 brothers and a sister, all unmarried. Tough to tell at this point. At the beginning of the revolution, he was a member of the civil committee for the Selection du Faubourg du Nord. The committee's notes refer to him as a painter, and in 1794, he was transferred to the Revolutionary Committee of the 5th Arrondissement, but wrote to the Committee of General Security declining the promotion.
Now, as with most promotions in the military, they're really just orders. His request was apparently denied, as he was on the anti-Jacobean proscription list of 1801. He was, however, not among those who supported the Reign of Terror. It is presumed that he was more of a Girondist. Don't know what either of those things mean. Later, he was an enthusiastic supporter of Napoleon, most likely to ensure that he would be removed from that same list.
And he took this to heart. It seems he stopped painting in 1807 and then died almost 20 years later, with no painting taking place in the intermediary, apparently. His sister, Augustine Genevieve, inherited the house and then passed it on to a cousin. It was eventually purchased by the Bedot des Illes family, who found his collection of gouaches packed in boxes. And this collection included 83 sheets of figures, cut and pasted from cardboard with exemplary notes. Although technically naive, they are free from anachronisms, attesting to their contemporaneity and portray women without the usual stereotypes.
Well, that's always nice. It's always nice when you find something from that age that treats women right. Now, it's believed that both sets of these figures may have been intended for use in some sort of miniature theater, as there is considerable wear and it appears they were mounted on sticks. The text boxes are highly critical of the Revolution and were probably added at a later date, although I don't know how true that is given that he was already on that list. Sounds like his distaste for the Revolution is pretty apparent.
He was playing games in his basement, I would guess, just pretending to be anti-revolutionary and pro-Napoleonic. And now the public first became aware of these in 1947 when the astronomer and politician Georges Bedot des Isles loaned some of these to the Musée Carnavalet. In 1977, then, following an inheritance division, 50 of these gouaches entered the Louvre Museum, which deposited them at the Carnavalet.
Now, the first public attention came to these, as we already said earlier, but 4 of them were then later donated in 1989, 10 in 2002, and 11 in 2005, and an unknown number may still be in private hands as some key events of the Revolution are not represented, or, also likely, maybe he didn't make a puppet theater about them. I guess time will tell.
It truly will. And if it will tell anywhere, it will be here in the ultimate tournament of everything, where we delve into all of the nooks and crannies of knowledge, experience, and existence to tell you what is the absolute best thing of all things. And we do so every day, 5 days of the week. You can find us doing so here in these scouting reports. And Rob, what do we do on those other 2 days?
Those other 2 days, we do this 18 times, all in a row, divided into 9 rounds where we compare things 2 by 2. We take the peacefulness of this painting and turn it into the bloody war that was the revolution. Sometimes it's a moth, sometimes it's a soccer player, but it's always a good time. And like you said, you can find us every day of the week, and we'll see you on the next one.
The ultimate tournament of everything.
Sacre bleu.